Good morning. This is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing, starting off with cloudy conditions and breezy conditions this morning, as we will start to see conditions deteriorate as we go through the day today, with the potential tropical cyclone 16 will be bringing its impacts into the area as we get later in the day and through the overnight hours. The National Hurricane Center has issued a storm surge warning as well as a tropical storm warning for the area, as the impacts of this storm, which will likely become named Ophelia as we go over the next 24 hours. But we'll see that start to bring some unsettled and very nasty conditions through the area. Windy conditions and heavy rain pushing through, mainly overnight and into Saturday. Looking at the current surface analysis, seeing that high pressure retreat out of the area that we've been enjoying all week, and you can see potential tropical storm 16 there developed off the southeast coast, and will continue to come together a bit more organized as it approaches the Carolina coast. If we take a look at the latest from the Hurricane Center here, we can see pretty wide wind field being seen with this storm, and expected track is to again bring it onshore on the North Carolina coast, and then it will slowly weaken and drift as it comes up into the local area. Again, you can see those blue outlines of the tropical storm warnings with the expectation of tropical storm conditions. Current conditions as of 8 a.m. this morning, we just had some scattered clouds around 2,500 feet, broken at 20,000, overcast at 25,000. And seeing winds just did pick up in the last 10 to 15 minutes out of the northeast, 17 knots, gusting up to 22 knots. So we'll likely see that exceed that wind advisory threshold as we go over the next hour. Temperature at 70 degrees and relative humidity is at 73%. If we look at the current visible satellite zoomed out here so we can see the storm, we can see the spin associated with that storm and some of the rain making it close enough to be detected by local radars in the area. But you see quite the impressive cloud shield as well as rain shield, mostly off to the north of this system. That will continue. That's why we'll start to see that activity moving into the area later today, as the center of the circulation will still be down here to the south. It's going to have some tropical characteristics and some non-tropical characteristics, and as it moves inland, it's going to become extra tropical, and we'll see those winds well away from the center as we go through the next 24 to 48 hours. If we look at the short-term model to see how things play out today, again, starting off dry, we'll see those winds ramping up, likely seeing a wind advisory over the next hour or maybe 2 hours. And then as we go through the day, we see that rain shield starts to make its way into the area, expecting rain chances to start to increase mainly after 1400 local, and then becoming likely as we get past the 1600 to 1800 time frame, where we'll start to see rain showers moving into the area, mainly light to moderate. And then as we get towards the overnight time frame, we see this first band of some heavier showers and potentially some embedded thunderstorms. Good chance of seeing some embedded thunderstorms as this heavier band starts to move through. This is also when we'll likely see some of the strongest winds as this moves through, expecting winds gusting up to 40 to 50 miles per hour, mainly during the overnight and into the morning hours, early morning hours on Saturday. And then as you see, as we get into the day Saturday, still seeing widespread showers and storms around, but as this storm starts to pick up some extra tropical characteristics, some models indicating a dry slot getting in there into the region as we go through midday and into the first part of the afternoon on Saturday. That's where we'll see the chance of seeing some more scattered showers and storms rather than widespread, but nonetheless it's going to be a wet day through the day on Saturday, and we'll continue to see those breezy to windy conditions through the day as well, with those peak winds still staying up 35 to 45 miles per hour. And as we go into the evening on Saturday, we'll see still some uncertainty with the exact track of where the center of the circulation will go. Consensus right now is that it will move just west of the area and then kind of swing around to the north. Based on that current track, we should see rain chances start to decrease as we go into the overnight Saturday, but still have the chance of a lingering shower, maybe even a storm with that center of circulation still meandering so close to the region. But as we get into Sunday, we should see things gradually dry out as the clouds slowly start to break. Just a quick look at a wind product here. This European model again, you see here by late morning already getting into the 30 to 35 mile per hour range during the afternoon hours. And then as we go through the overnight, as you can see with that first strong band of showers and storms moving through, we also see that those winds start to increase again, the 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gust range. And then we could see a lull in the winds briefly through the day on Saturday, but then we'll see those pick back up as that center of circulation still remains close to the area. And I should start to see the winds lighten a bit as well as we go overnight Saturday and into Sunday, with that center gradually weakening after it makes landfall. We'll see a gradually weakening system moving towards the area. So our 24-hour weather risk chart for today has quite a bit of colors here. Starting off with green conditions with the exception of winds that are above 25 knots. Again, expecting those winds to exceed that as we go through the morning. This morning, so likely seeing a wind advisory sometime this morning before the afternoon. Seeing those winds gusting up to 26 knots, sustained out of the northeast, 15 to 20 knots. We'll see temperatures climbing up to around 72 degrees and staying in the low 70s for the afternoon hours. Winds continuing to increase out of the northeast at 18 to 23 knots, gusting up to 25 knots for the afternoon hours. That's when we'll start to pick up our chance of precip. We've moved to a red risk for winds that are above 25 knots, and that continues through the next 24 hours. But we do pick up an orange risk for precip, as we do expect after 1400 local, we'll see a chance of rain showers moving into the area and then increasing, becoming likely as we get past 1600 local. As you can see here, expecting light to moderate rain initially, with those winds continuing to gust up to 35 knots, and then we'll have that chance of reduced visibility start to pick up as we get into the evening hours with some of those more moderate showers. And then going into the overnight time frame, approaching midnight, we'll see those wind gusts sustain 20 to 25 miles per hour out of the northeast, gusting up to 37 knots. We do continue with those rain chances becoming likely. We'll likely see at the minimum light rain, and then we'll see on and off moderate to heavy rain as we get past that time frame there. We also start to pick up a lightning threat as we get to and past the midnight time frame, starting off at a 20% chance and bumping up to a 50% chance as we go through the early morning hours Saturday with that heavier band moving through. We also increase our chance of reduced ceilings and visibilities with those heavier showers moving through the area. And we also pick up a yellow chance of that heavy rain flooding with those heavier rain showers moving through. We do see those winds crank up a bit for the morning hours out of the northeast, sustained 22 to 27 knots, gusting up to 40 to 41 knots for the morning, and then weakening slightly as we get into the daytime on Saturday. We do have a very slight chance of a shower or storm this afternoon, with those chances of rain moving into the area, but looks like won't see a lot of instability until we get into the overnight and morning time frames. Right now, tides are running about a half to a foot above normal, but we are expecting that to increase as we start to see these winds increase and over the next 24 hours, expecting minor to moderate flooding at this time. So the weekend forecast will continue to see scattered to widespread showers and thunderstorms in the area on Saturday. Do continue to have that chance of some heavy rain showers and stronger storms. We'll see stronger winds likely early on, and then we could see continue on and off stronger periods of winds, but overall we'll see windy conditions throughout the day. We'll see those peak winds 35 to 45 miles per hour, so we are red for precip. We do have a continued lightning chance, so orange for lightning and then red for winds, and then we'll have that chance of reduced ceilings and visibilities as well. Again, could see that more scattered nature on Saturday with a dry slot moving in, but continuing to see scattered to widespread showers and storms on Saturday. High around 76 as we go into Saturday evening. Continue to have a chance of some lingering showers, maybe even a thunderstorm in the area. Again, this is going to start to depend on where that center of circulation starts to move through the area. Again, those best chances will be early, is the way it looks at the moment. We'll continue with breezy conditions. We'll see that orange risk for precip, yellow for lightning, orange for winds that are above 25 knots, and yellow for reduced ceilings of visibility. So we'll see that low temperature around 65 degrees. Going into Sunday, we'll start to see overcast conditions becoming mostly cloudy as we go through the day, and then we'll have that slight chance of some lingering showers early, and we'll continue slightly breezy conditions. The breeziest will be early, so we do have that yellow risk for winds that are above 25 knots, yellow for precip. Again, expecting those to be mainly early, and then things should start breaking and clearing a bit as we go through the day while remaining slightly breezy. We'll see that high temperature around 74 degrees, but again, it's going to depend on where the center of that storm ends up tracking when we get into the end of the weekend forecast. Well, that will wrap up the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. to take a look at the extended forecast. Enjoy your morning.